There's a reason why people call Sophie Cunningham MAGA Barbie, and people are starting to fill the arenas to watch her and Caitlin Clark. She's not apologizing for saying that there should be no men in this woman's sport. It's caused an absolute crisis, and people are losing their mind. Photo of Brittney Griner with a full beard after being released from a Russian prison.
The WNBA's Brittney Griner is a man.
Brittney Griner files for divorce from wife.
That's not a woman. That's not a female. That's not even a trans person. That is a man.
Every player should be subjected to a DNA test to prove that they're women.
Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man.
The epicenter of the WNBA's current cultural and administrative earthquake is shifting more quickly than league administrators could have predicted.
Again, cultural power. This is why the WNBA this is not going to go away. This issue is not going to go away. They're in such a bad position here. Caitlin Clark, they have cultural power. People love them. People are buying tickets that would never care about the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
These women spent $1,000 on tickets to attend the Indiana Fever versus Atlanta Dream game, specifically to see Sophie Cunningham.
At a time when Caitlin Clark is pushing the league into a multi-million-dollar economic revival on her own, shattering attendance records and generating historic television ratings.
A woman decided to stand up for women and female spaces. And that woman is now getting lambasted by other women because she doesn't support transgender people in female spaces. Sophie Cunningham, who many of you will probably know from this video, recently got herself in hot water because she had the audacity to say that women and girls should be protected.
Senior officials are in a difficult situation. Sophie Cunningham, a guard for the Indiana Fever, started national movement by demanding that female athletes not have to play against biological men and by taking a strong, unyielding stand to preserve women's sports in private areas.
Barbie, and people are starting to fill the arenas to watch her and Caitlin Clark.
WNBA star Sophie Cunningham, who plays guard for the Indiana Fever, when an ESPN feature quoted her opposition towards biological men competing in women's sports. She said she wanted to protect young girls, both on court as well as in the locker room, calling her position kind of common sense. It has everything.
The dispute erupted into a national spectacle when well-known media pundits like Benny Johnson entered the conflict to reveal what they saw as serious institutional hypocrisy. Simple court commentary has given way to a high-stakes conflict over fan censorship, unfair practices, and the core principles of women's professional basketball.
Decided a shirt wearing saying "for the girls" was too offensive. Meanwhile, State Farm Arena put up a pro-trans message on the big screen, but won't allow the shirt, the state's basic biological. What is so offensive or scary about this message? The genetic message of gender, the genetic message of biological sex. Wow, the WNBA doesn't know what a woman is, but the shirts that reference the XX chromosomes are banned from games.
During a wild game between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream at State Farm Arena, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham's immense cultural force was on full display. In order to witness Clark's generational playmaking talent and to support Cunningham, thousands of fans paid top cash. But the incident soon became an administrative nightmare for league security.
Griner's voice.
I believe what you said was effing white girl. Is it possible that's what you said?
No, would never say that.
Brittney Griner called Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl. Trash, effing white girl.
Brittney Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad.
Yeah,
she called her a trash, expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yeah, it's trash, white.
During overtime, a number of spectators wearing XXXY brand t-shirts with a straightforward message for the girls in support of female athletic integrity were accosted by stadium employees and told to conceal their shirts or leave the area. The WNBA and the Atlanta Dream were forced to make official public remarks, acknowledging that security should never have restrained those fans. After the harsh enforcement caused an instantaneous viral uproar on social media that received millions of views.
Yes, they gave us shirts. They gave us t-shirts during overtime and told us we had to leave.
And this says "for the girl"
or cover our shirts. This just happened.
Where were you sitting?
Floor
4-3, bro.
C.
Yeah.
Third row of floor 3.
And how much were your seats?
$1,000 each around.
Yeah. And we did nothing. Like we were just sitting there. I didn't make signs.
Political. Leaders were praised from the rooftops while paying supporters with fundamental biological beliefs were censored, creating a striking contrast. However, as analysts like Benny Johnson pointed out the ridiculous double standards at work, the encore triumph was soon eclipsed by the growing pressure around the league's larger eligibility crisis. There was an overwhelming demand for the WNBA to implement objective science-based eligibility.
NBA, of course, doesn't want to make anything political. Here they are welcoming the Honorable Stacey Abrams. The Honorable Stacey Abrams. Well, what has she done that's honorable? What's dishonorable is that at that same game, a mother wore a XXXY Athletics for the girls with her daughter apparel. This is a brand that, of course, is defending women in women's sports, and she got kicked out of the game. And you can see there somebody a fan flipping them off, whether this is a board member, potentially. Look at this. Whether that's a board member of the WNBA, but she doesn't know what a woman is, right? Like, what are these?
Johnson noted that commentators and podcasters like Joe Rogan are publicly debating long-standing rumors about possible male involvement in women's professional leagues, despite the league's refusal to provide precise biological definitions in its governing documents. The sport is experiencing extreme paranoia as a result of corporate leadership's unwillingness to address these basic issues, which has drawn attention to high-profile veteran stars and raised unsubstantiated concerns about player testing in the past. When internet chatter focused on Phoenix Mercury center Brittney Griner, the scrutiny reached a fever pitch. This led to a surge of institutional panic that might completely destroy the league.
And so, why is the WNBA unable to define what a woman is? We all know what a woman is. XX chromosome. Y chromosome, you're a man. And you can't change your chromosome. You can get plastic surgery. You can lop off body parts. You can put on lipstick. You can put on wigs, but you can't change that. And so why not just define it based on gender assigned at birth? You're born with these sex organs. You're born with these chromosomes. So that's what makes you a woman. The WNBA has spent 6 days trying to figure out what the W in the WNBA stands for, and they still don't have anything.
Voice. The extraordinary public scrutiny surrounding Brittney Griner, a center for the Phoenix Mercury, demonstrates how much the WNBA's administrative ambiguity has undermined public confidence. Online sports criticism swiftly shifted to past player biographies and long-standing league policies as media personalities like Benny Johnson magnified the current Sophie Cunningham scandal. Commentators questioned whether league officials have been deliberately avoiding required genetic or chromosomal testing, citing previous interviews, viral social media debates, and historical player trades, including Griner's high-profile international return. The fact that online rumors and viral commentary about Griner's gender are dominating national sports headlines shows the disastrous failure of WNBA governance. Even though these rumors are still entirely unverified and driven more by online discourse than by official league findings, even the league's most well-known legacy stars are susceptible to public rumors due to the league leadership's refusal to establish precise, objective biological standards.
The reason why people call Sophie Cunningham MAGA Barbie, and people are starting to fill the arenas to watch her and Caitlin Clark. She's not apologizing for saying that there should be no men in this woman's sport. It's caused an absolute crisis, and people are losing their mind. Photo of Brittney Griner with a full beard after being released from a Russian prison.
The WNBA's Brittney Griner is a man.
Brittney Griner files for divorce from wife.
That's not a woman. That's not a female. That's not even a trans person. That is a man.
Every player should be subjected to a DNA test to prove that they're women.
Brittney Griner is, in fact,
Caitlin Clark is the perfect example of what makes women's professional basketball genuinely exceptional in the midst of this administrative storm. Clark's remarkable ascent has never been the result of performance platitudes or political posturing. It is solely based on extraordinary talent, unwavering work ethic, and exceptional skill. Millions of new ardent fans have joined the sport thanks to her deep logo threes, amazing court vision, and ferocious competitive attitude. Clark has packed historic NBA arenas, increased team valuations on his own, and demonstrated that fans are willing to support real athletic brilliance. Every time Clark takes the court, she bears the responsibility for the sport's cultural and commercial future as league management struggle to handle PR problems and avoid difficult choices. In the end, the WNBA needs to acknowledge that it can no longer use hypocrisy or intimidate supporters who support the preservation of female athletes. The public is calling for total openness, fair competition, and common sense, as evidenced by the recent security errors at State Farm Arena and the backlash against Sophie Cunningham. The league's governing documents need to be updated right away by executives in order to provide precise, impartial biological standards that protect female athletes and restore the sport's integrity. The league owes it to Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, as well as every athlete on the court, to safeguard the sport they have fought so hard to create. They have given fans a voice and infused women's basketball with previously unheard of intensity. What do you think of Benny Johnson's remarks and the current controversy surrounding WNBA eligibility regulations? Do you think senior leadership can handle the situation, or should the league mandate clear biological testing right away to protect female athletes? Post your opinions in the space provided for comments below. For more consistent, fact-based WNBA analysis, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications. And that is exactly where this entire conversation leaves us. What started as a debate surrounding Sophie Cunningham and her outspoken views has now become something much bigger than one player, one team, or even one controversial game. It has turned into a national conversation about the future of women's basketball, the rules governing the sport, the rights of fans, and the responsibility leagues have when emotions and politics collide with professional competition. Whether you agree with Sophie Cunningham or strongly disagree with her, one thing is impossible to ignore: people are paying attention. Fans who may have never watched a WNBA game before are suddenly talking about the league, buying tickets, debating its policies, and filling arenas to watch stars like Caitlin Clark and Cunningham. That kind of attention is incredibly valuable for any professional sports organization. But attention also comes with responsibility. The controversy surrounding fan removals for the girls' apparel and the broader debate over eligibility rules has raised serious questions about consistency. Fans want to know what the rules are, why those rules exist, and whether they are being applied fairly to everyone. At the same time, athletes deserve an environment where they can compete without being reduced to viral controversies, online rumors, or personal attacks. And this is where the discussion surrounding Brittney Griner needs to be handled carefully. There are numerous claims circulating online about Griner, but viral posts, commentary, edited images, and social media speculation are not the same thing as verified evidence. Those allegations should not be presented as established facts without reliable confirmation. Whatever someone's opinion may be about WNBA policies, the strongest argument is always the one based on evidence, official rules, and transparent standards, not rumors. That distinction matters because the WNBA is facing a unique moment in its history. Caitlin Clark has helped bring enormous attention to women's basketball. Her shooting range, passing ability, competitive mentality, and connection with younger fans have made her one of the biggest names in the sport. And when a player becomes that influential, everything surrounding her becomes amplified. Every game gets more attention. Every controversy gets more clicks. Every statement can become a headline. That is why league leadership has an opportunity right now. Instead of allowing confusion to dominate the conversation, the WNBA can provide clarity. Instead of letting social media define the rules, the league can explain its policies publicly and consistently. And instead of allowing fans, players, commentators, and organizations to talk past one another, officials can create a transparent framework that addresses eligibility, competitive fairness, and fan conduct in a way that everyone can understand. Because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be about basketball. It is about the athletes who spend years training for this level. It is about the young girls watching from the stands and dreaming about becoming professional players someday. It is about the fans who spend their hard-earned money on tickets. And it is about building a league strong enough to survive controversy without losing sight of the sport itself. The rise of Caitlin Clark, the outspoken personality of Sophie Cunningham, and the enormous attention surrounding the WNBA Prov.
The Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like